Hi, it's Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is a trading tutorial video on our auto harmonic pattern. So how to trade harmonic patterns on futures this time. This is NQ on the 1 minute. Who said you can't trade harmonics on the 1 minute when you're scalping? Very strong signals these if they happen. One of the things that we look at is when the harmonic pattern finishes like this, when it completes, the D pivot completes in the automated completion zone. In this case it's pretty fat, but it does complete in that automated completion zone. It completes in a color called green, which means you're looking for a resulting long trade. It also automatically labels that crab pattern. So what we're looking for then is a good entry strategy. Now there's a couple of things we want to look at here. Part of that day trading bundle that we have for futures and forex and crypto is that we have the EMA cloud here. Now when we're on the 1 minute, that EMA cloud needs to be set at probably 21 or even 13. Okay, right, so I'm going to set it at 21, which is a moderate setting, but we're on the 1 minute. We need to get in this relatively early. So we've got the signal. We want to make sure that we are above the EMA cloud, but we need confirmation, and this little green triangle where the cursor is here is the start of what we call the divergence cloud. You can see the cloud coloured in green here, but that's the start. That's when we start to print, and that's our confirmation of that signal, if you like, from that crab pattern completing in the automated completion zone. So we get that confirmation. So our entry simply is above the EMA cloud. We've got the confirmation on the close of this candle, so our entry is just above the EMA cloud on that candle there. Okay, I'm going to change that color in green right now. So that's our entry at around 14,845.50. Stop loss is just below. The D pivot is conservative here. Okay, two options. We either go very conservative, which I always do on just a solely harmonic pattern, or you can go very aggressive on just below that EMA cloud where we get that divergence cloud confirmation. The next thing we want to do is we want to keep an eye on that C pivot. Where's that C pivot? That's going to be some resistance, and then obviously the A pivot up there as well. And all I'm doing is going down. The top of the zone is the top of the A pivot, and then the bottom of the zone is there. And what I want to do there is look at risk to rewards. So we've got the conservative stop here. We got the entry there. Our risk to reward to that first resistance zone is around about 1 to 1.4. That's good enough for scalping on futures trading. Okay, so we've got the signal, we've got the confirmation, we've now got an entry strategy because we've got the confirmation and the entry strategy is above the EMA cloud. We've then worked out risk to reward to that first pivot there is around 1 to 1.4. So that's a decent type of risk to reward for well, what we call scalping on the 1 minute time frame. So signal, confirmation, entry strategy. We then into this trade, and then we're using our EMA cloud and a close below that EMA cloud to look for a trailing stop. And right now, this is where we are right now live. If this candle closes below the EMA cloud, we are looking for to take the profits here on this scalp on the NQ on Nasdaq futures. Now there is a call to say, if you've done your work properly and you've put this resistance zone in around this C pivot, the top of the C pivot, the bottom of the zone is collection of these wicks, tops of these wicks here. If this struggles to push through, you automatically just take your profit off anyway. And again, those sophisticated traders, those traders with more experience would notice that this is struggling to push through there, and there's likely to be a pullback, so they would just take the profit if they were scalping. One of the things why we include this EMA cloud is just to give you a little bit of room. Does it find support at this EMA cloud? It did once, and then it pushed through and tried to get through the A pivot resistance zone there. Now we've pulled back to the EMA cloud. It looks like it's holding again right now. Is it going to push? So instead of pressing that flatten button here, if you'd have just been a little bit patient and allowed that support to hold, it's a non-linear support at this EMA cloud, then you can see with our volume behavior candles, that volume green candles means accumulation candles, they really get that volume and push through that initial resistance and up to the next resistance. Okay, and now when we've come back down again, we've come down with some decent volume, but now we're running out in that EMA cloud, so it could push up again. So there's options there to be aggressive and flatten those at the first lot of resistance, or use that EMA cloud. Does that EMA cloud hold as support and give you opportunities for greater profit? Hopefully this helps. This was purely harmonics and it was on the 1 minute. I wanted to choose a very small time frame just to show you how valuable it is on those smaller time frames, as well as 5, 15, 30, 60 minute, even a daily time frame. So hopefully that helps for our users and prospective users of our harmonic patterns, or in fact the harmonic pattern is part of that day trading bundle. All the links are in the description below.